You're welcome to the evening segment of the WebTV Corona Watch as we continue our day 2 coverage of the lockdown in Lagos, FCT Abuja and other parts of the country. It is the human angle, and we capture the experiences of Nigerians during the lockdown and the acts of kindness, support and encouragement in the country geared towards reducing the incidence of Covid-19 in Nigeria, which now has 115 reported cases. First mention is the Lagos and Kaduna state governments that are among the subnationals taking the lead in supporting their citizens in the midst of the lockdown, which will adversely affect their livelihood, business and income-generating activities. Beyond the lockdown, both states have provided food banks to be distributed to the less privileged who need that lift in this period. Lagos State, in its first pilot program of relief to the citizens through its feeding materials, is targeting 200,000 families. The faith-based organizations are not left out, as they are also providing relief to the government and the citizens at this time. The Redeemed Christian Church of God donated 11 intensive care units equipment to hospitals in Lagos, Ogun and Plateau states. Also, it rolled out 10,000 face masks, 10,000 hand gloves and 30,000 hand sanitizers to support the health workers, especially in Lagos and Ogun states, as they confront the deadly coronavirus. The Living Faith Church, also known as Winners Chapel, donated ambulances, test kits, personal protective equipment, and other medical resources to boost the capacity of Lagos and Ogun states to achieve disease control. Elevation Church has also joined by providing food items to 2,000 families in Lagos State to enable them cope with the challenge of the lockdown during this period. Other faith-based organizations are contributing, and we will bring them to you what they are doing in this period in subsequent segments. Today we bring to you some of the experiences of Lagosians who are going through the lockdown, and we'd just like you to take a look at some of their experiences and what they're sharing at this point. Watch the videos.
I work with Sterling Bank. The experience so far has not really been good, but we've been working with fear. But my bank actually created a medium whereby you can work from home. Then you will have to go to work when necessary. Like last week, I worked twice in a week, and I was in the office yesterday. Even though with the white guys committee, we're kind of scared and meeting people around, having to touch cash and documents. But for now, we're just trying to keep still safe. The bank advised to work from home remotely, giving access to work from home. But we'll have to go probably when we need to load the ATM machines or when they are down. And there's a support for that. We have the patrol van to come and pick individuals from home to the bank.
For me, this should be I think day 7. I haven't been going to work for a while now. I think since last week, I've been working from home, and I must say, sometimes I miss going to the office and stuff. But thankfully, we can do what the job I do, digital marketing. We can do it from home. But I hope we're all staying safe. I hope we're not panicking. I hope, thankfully, we're with the ones we love, our family members and stuff. Let's just be safe. Even as with this lockdown, that we can still buy stuff from outside, but just avoid like crowded places and stuff. Just use hand sanitizers. Just let's do all the basic things that we're supposed to do. But it's that this virus has definitely affected a lot of things that affected people's routines, especially my routine. Like, fine, you go to work, come back, stuff like that, do other things, and you're on compulsory lockdown. So let's just be calm.
I've not gone to work in like 7 days, and that's a whole lot. I know I can work from home and everything, but it's really not the same as connecting with people, working physically with people, and getting reports immediately. A lot of people will take time to respond, or you can't get some things because you're not physically there with them. So I just feel this coronavirus has really caused a big problem generally for workers and for students.
And now we turn back and want to thank those people that send in their videos. Continue to send in your videos this time, get your experience and what is you're going through during the lockdown. Also, we now go on to residents in Ogun State. We all know that Ogun State will start effectively its lockdown from Friday this weekend. We just want to get an experience of a resident and how they're preparing for the experience.
Based on the lockdown, which we thought was going to hold on Monday by 11 p.m. That was being postponed till Friday. I thought, let me just say 90%. We were fully prepared as at Monday. I was fully ready. I was fully prepared on Monday for the lockdown. I had to go to the market to buy food stuff to stock in both drinks, raw food, processed one, all sort of items I will be needing for the 14 days. So I was really prepared ahead of the lockdown. In fact, we expected the lockdown right from Monday 11 p.m. based on the presidential directive. But unfortunately, when I got home in the evening, later in the day, I had to close down for business transaction for 14 days. I had to start telling my customers that I won't be available for the next 14 days till after the COVID-19 14 days lockdown indoor period being made by the government, both state and the federal government, for 3 states, both Lagos, Ogun State and Abuja. But it was just a total meltdown when I realized the lockdown has been postponed to Friday. I had 90%. I'm saying 90% preparation ahead of the lockdown. I already stocked everywhere in the house. Both we had to buy excess of bags of pure waters, a lot of food stuff because of the kids and the younger ones at home. So we had visitors too. So I had 90% preparation ahead of the lockdown. Oh, I don't think I will have that. I need to still rush down to the market to get more of anything for this Friday. So I'm already prepared for the lockdown. We just want to wait till Friday. We already. In fact, when you go out in Abeokuta on Monday, you will see how rowdy and crowded every market in Abeokuta was. It took us 30 minutes. A journey of 5 hours, 5 minute drive. It took us 30 minutes, 1 hour to drive. For me to fly Okelewo and Omeda, it took me like 45 minutes for me to drive down that part on Monday. It was just too massive. There was no market. I left one market for another, thinking the population there or the crowd there will be minimal. It was a lie. I had to start touring around all markets to know where to get where people are not that much. Omida market that has been known for just mini markets that people does not even apply the market. It was filled up to the brim as a Monday. So people came out massively. People came out in a large group to buy so many things. People were available. In fact, I've never witnessed Omida market as crowded like that. I've never since the past years I've been in Abeokuta. That was my first time of seeing Omida market being crowded and fully. People were massive there in transaction of business or buying or selling and buying. It was also massive, and the prices of goods were so much. The market women were just adding billing, and I don't understand. Things we brought on Saturday for 2-3 became 2-8. The increase in price was just too massive. So I think let me just say I had 90% preparation ahead of the lockdown.
And also, as we look at this period, this challenging period across the world, as people continue to express their concerns around the pandemic, we have this video that is showing now of Felicia Oke Street in the lower area of Jodubega, where NCDC officials visited to a positive case of COVID-19. Residents in the area expressed worries, and you could see that they were very concerned about the developments there.
No. Ló lè já ìkan nínú ilé yẹn ló máa pè wọ́n. Ló pè wọ́n. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Wọ́n ti kó bí àwọn èèyàn márùn-ún, wọ́n ti gbé bàbá kan, wọ́n ti yá ìlú next person, wọ́n ti gbé àwọn kankan gan. Wọ́n ti fún mi, wọ́n fín gbogbo ilé yẹn lọ́wọ́ ọbẹ̀ yẹn máa ń wọ́n fún mi gé gbogbo. Like we no save again like this.
To the times. This is not to create fear, but to sensitize residents around the area to be careful, to stay safe, and take all the precautionary measures. Obviously, this is why the government has taken steps to push this lockdown to ensure that people are at home and that they can be able to contain the pandemic. Quite a touching clip that we have there. But on a very warm and cool note, The South African government we just issued its letter speaking to landlords that in the next 90 days, they expect the landlords to relax any attempt to collect rent. Isn't that a very sensitive approach in governance? Because this period will be challenging for citizens. Most people will be cut off from economic activities, and the least thing you want to worry about is paying your rent. That is a very interesting approach from the South African government, and I hope other governments can begin to look at ways of engaging stakeholders in the socio-economic space, helping to relieve the citizens of the burdens of this time. And that will be all for this edition of the WebTV Corona Watch. You can visit our website www.prosheng.com to get more updates from our news stories and videos. You can also follow our social media platforms showing on the screen for further updates on our market reports. Join us by 9 p.m. for our night segment, which will be streamed live on YouTube, Periscope, and Twitter channels. Till we come your way again, thank you for watching and stay safe.